YouTube. So I think we might be, yes, we're live on Twitch. Hello everybody. And we should also be live on YouTube in a bit. Sure, accept all. Dun, 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 dun. And there we are on YouTube as well. Hi everybody. Let me just quickly write out a message for people. Copy. Let's bring up Discord. Because I promised to stream on Tuesdays. So it was a bit longer than expected. I had to reboot my machine, but we're here. Let's see. Steps, you know any advertising content? Yeah. Streaming Advent of Code 2025, day 12, and more over AOC on twitch.tv/mkcss and this. Okay, so let me also go to Twitter and drop it there. Boom, take care of that. Let me also drop it in my Telegram. Dun, 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 dun. Here, and drop it in the coding room here as well. Okay, so that's all the other stuff taken care of. So we should be live. My taskbar, I can show you, it looks like this. This is how my taskbar looks. Okay. Hi Mate, welcome. Also good to see you in chat again. How have you been? It's nice to still have people in chat. We talked a lot about some old computing in the last few days. That was fun. So yeah, I promised I would stream more, so here I am. And let me pull up the Advent of Code project. So I'm still setting up things, but everything took a bit longer than expected. So yeah, I've been good. I had a long day yesterday. I've rebuilt my old 5950X machine for my daughter, who had like a day to join in like work experience from school, and she asked if she could do that day at my office. So that was a lot of fun. She came to work with me this morning. We went to a customer in the afternoon, and then she continued on doing some work. She's very gifted with drawing, so I have a customer who quickly slapped together a logo for the new company. Just to have something to work with. And I told her, oh, here are some ideas, maybe you can make something cool for them. So she started sketching out some stuff and we showed it and they were happy. So now I asked her to flesh out the drawing some more. So I installed Affinity Designer on her PC and I showed her the basic work with vector shapes. Hi Smap, welcome. But yeah, that's a whole nother thing. She's used to doing it with pencils, and she's gotten into like a coloring book now and doing all the custom shading there to bring the images to life. And she's really talented at that. And she hates it when I show it, but like this in the background with all the bunnies on it, she drew that as well, made a bag out of it. And we have mugs with her things on it, but yeah, she's a bit shy about that, but I still like to share. Wow. So yeah. So that was fun today, but it also meant that I stayed up till like 2 a.m. yesterday to work on the site some more for that customer. Yeah, and she had a lot of fun today. So, and I told her, like, if she wants, she can come here anytime and help me. Because I also suggested her, like, with the new project that I'm starting, there will be a phase where I will be needing to look for more customers. So basically, I need 60 more customers for my web hosting business to make it profitable. And so I told her we'll need to look for like certain niches or area of business that would connect well with what I'm offering, and then start looking in the neighborhood to see which companies exist, and then look at the website, see if any of them could use a new one, stuff like that. And she was like, "Oh yeah, sounds like fun. I'll happily do that for you." So yeah, she will come, and I think next Friday she will have a short day, and she's like, "Oh, I can come in the afternoon and help you if you want." So yeah, that'll be fun. So yeah, I try not to push because I know that if you really push, right, I would really like it if she does programming, because it's something that I really enjoy, and I love to share that joy with other people. Hence my streaming. But I know that if you push something like that, they will just push away even harder. So I never really pushed. So I showed her the Replicube pixel shading game a few months ago, and she really liked that. So she got into shader programming, the basic shader programming thing. So she really thought that was fun. I shared her a TIC 80. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, TIC 80. So that's also pretty cool if you're not familiar with it. That is like a very restricted, small little game engine. I picked that up from Captain Coder, I think 1 or 2 years ago. He was working on that and doing some fun stuff, and it has like a basic sprite editor and a basic composer for music. And I was like, this is ideal for my eldest daughter. She will love to just make some music with it. So I showed it to her, and she's been making some music with that as well. It didn't last for very long, but I tried to plant little seeds and show all the cool things that you can do once you learn how to program. So yeah, and I think I've shown her Bitburner, the game. Not sure if you're familiar with that. That's a bit more advanced, but let's see, Steam. So Bitburner. This was a pretty, I think it was pretty fun. This also has like programming bits in it where you have to script. You have to, it's basically a fake hacking simulator, but it's a lot of fun. Like you have targets that you can attack and weakness, and you can basically script the entire game. And it was a lot of fun. I found a lot of fun of that, and I showed them the basics, and they thought it was cool, but they didn't have enough knowledge to really progress there. So that also died off a bit. But every time I show them some things, they enjoy it and they like it. And so whenever they ask, I'll help them. And yeah, I'm just trying to plant as much seeds as possible. Because I would really love it if they would like help me join the business. Yeah, I would really love that, but I'm not pushing it. If they want to, I'm here to help, and if they don't, that's also fine. I'm about to say, it's a great way to teach computer operations in general, even if she's not going to stick to programming and stuff. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, now the business end, what we're here for, programming. I think I can show day 12. Hey Luke, welcome. Blowfish Fugu says, greeting friends of the friendly uncle. How told how to type load and okay. Is that from Amiga Commodore 64? Yeah. Yeah, C64. I never had one, but I can somewhat date the command. So yeah, I did some work on day 12. I changed I really leaned into the whole fact that we're never going to support more than 3-bit wide, 3 pixels by 3 pixels anyway, because that was everything that I leaned into. I could extend this to 4 without breaking anything else, probably, but yeah, it's fine like this. So I removed all the things that let you set width and height. I also removed a bunch of duplicate code and just created overloads for all the other versions. Marta said, sure, same with me and my daughter. She's into drawing. I try to introduce her to game art. So far it's going well, but that's also thanks to our voxel tech. It's easier and allows her to express herself faster. Nice. Blowfish Voodoo says, my start at 6 into computers was pretty basic. Yeah. I like the pun. So yeah, I removed some of the duplicate things. I removed all the parameters that asked for width and height. I just make them constant and refer to that wherever it needed to be. Removed a bunch of duplicate code. I had to change the flips a bit because we no longer have the raw string. So I also just removed the raw string thing because in most cases we won't have that. I introduced this one, intersects any. So this one will use our intersects logic to take any other things that we want to check with. And this one is just improved to account for being farther away from 0, 0. So this one basically translates everything to a local position. So whenever this one is too far away, it won't interfere, but that's okay because it will already have been checked. So we just check the edges with this. And the intersects, same here. If they are out of bounds of our check, we just say they don't intersect because we don't care. There will always be one, if you check one, that if there is an actual intersection that will trigger. I think that's the only change there. Print mask was already there. From mask hash, yeah, that was all the same. That was all the same. Combine hash is all the same. Yeah. And that was basically all the same. And the only thing I didn't do this. I think I did this inline now. Yeah, so just expand all the area things. So you filter to. I do it with indexes, so I get an ID for all the entries. So we filter out the ones that don't have to occur, and then we select them into a big pile of IDs that we have to place. And I have a visualize that I can turn on. I think I showed the GIF, but let me just enable it and run it in a bit. I can just run this in debug, it doesn't matter anyways. That was that part. I should probably also scroll in a bit to make it bigger. Get all the variations, and then basically this. So it will just try to build a list, take all the positions, and it's very naive and it takes forever. So I can show you quickly if I do this now. I think I still run it. So you can see it work there. There are delays in there to print. So this is the first one that it solves. And I think the second already just takes forever. So, but this is basically the logic that it does. It tries to execute it, tries all the combinations, and yeah, it just keeps going. So if I take this approach with like just try everything and backtrack, and I do false, it does the first two fairly quickly. See? And the last one, really, it takes like 30 seconds to compute all the options and try them, even with all the stuff that I've done. So I didn't even try to run this on the real input because it's just not optimized enough. So So really just waiting for that last one that we can't fit. It just takes forever. But I'm happy to at least have a working code. More hardware, use threads. Yeah. Do emoji make it run faster? Yes. At least it's more pleasant. It adds +2 dopamine. So yeah. So here, the part 1, it works for the test, but it's just too slow. And there's probably a lot we can still optimize, but I'm just not sure if I'm up for it right now. But I at least wanted to show you that I got here, and then, yeah. I had more fun visualizing it. So I'm not sure if I want to dive into part 12 right now. I probably just want to go and look what everybody else did and see what smartness I didn't do yet. And then choose whether to implement this. We still have day 10, the alternative way to do, or maybe just start fresh. Start fresh with day 1 of 2016. I think I didn't do it. No, 17. So I think we'll just start a fresh year and just do a few just to have some fun. Start a bit light. Maybe we can revisit the other one later, but right now I'm just like, day 17, day 20, 2017, day 25. Okay. It will be a while before I get there, but I think I will just try and do some. So we talked quite a bit, which I like. Just keep doing that. It's really nice to have everyone in the Discord and just chatting away. You should probably move some of the chat to general to make this easier to find, but is fine. So this is around day 12. So I'm just curious to see what everybody else did. I haven't looked at spoilers yet, so boom, day 12, day 12, day 12, day 12. Okay. Who was the first one? Other than just backtrack. Okay. That was my Farmer Was Replaced stream, which I really liked. I haven't played it since, but it was fun. Heavily trolling. Okay, let's see. Chunks. Split on X, map, bars, result, length. Sure. Field setup. X is okay. Wait, what? So they just divided everything into 1 by 1 cubes and assumed they couldn't be packed, or what? Really? Okay. So the answer is just if the amount of cubes combined is less than the surface area of the map, it doesn't fit? Okay. That is unexpected. I thought there would be at least some space for packing. That's really weird. Because I would assume, like, there are things that you can do, like you can fit, which one was it? I think you could slide this one onto this one and save one spot, like one column, and you could do some things like that. But you're saying that it's just not enough to get enough free space that it actually fits one more. That's weird. I really didn't think. Let's see. When I got spoiled about the solution, now you know how easy it was to spoil it. I was unable to. But it's so weird because I would say that if you fit two of these upside down together, you would at least. So you're saying that turning two of these, two 3x3s, into a 4x4 is not enough optimization? It's so hard to believe, but if it works, it's hard to argue with that as well. Like if you take the third one here, it's so hard to believe because if you take like if you take two of those, you save 6 spots. So if you have 4, you save 12. That would be a block and a half extra that you can fit. So I don't understand how that would work. Because there's like 39 of them. But is it because of the way that they have to shift or something? I thought with these large numbers, like being able to fit things together would at least free up one block in the whole solution, right? Like in 9150, just try, yeah. Oh, you mean to solve it? Purely just the sizes. That's okay. It's so stupid. Okay. So you're saying that cons I'm not salty at all. It doesn't work for the test samples, okay. Int surface is a dot size width times a dot size dot height. And packages is a dot occurrences dot sum. If packages smaller equals surface p1 plus plus. So you're saying if I disable the test, false. 1,000. That can't be right. No, answer too high. Okay, so it's not that. No. Hey, welcome for the raid, L'Humour Sunil. Thank you. What have you been streaming today? I was just being told about Advent of Code Day 12 and the fact that it's basically the shape of all the packages combined. So I was looking into that, but it's not what I thought it was. So I probably even made another mistake or... yeah. What were you streaming? So, hi Raiders. I was checking the solution that other people in my Discord were writing. So I looked into it and I saw boom 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 boom. Where was it? Dun, 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 dun. So they do it divided by 3 and then yeah, my bad. I didn't do the divided by 3. See, even the simple one I didn't do. So let me check that again. That sounds more like it. But I'm still annoyed that this is the way to solve it. Ah, man. That's really messed up. That's such a troll. Congrats, I guess. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Smap says, I mended up with a nice visualization though, so I wasn't doing that. Yeah, I'm curious to see what everybody else did. I think it's so sad because I was really, in the end, pretty proud of all the code that I wrote. And like my awesome, like 3x3 bit rotation shifting, and I did so much work for that day. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Hmm. No, I'm not quite over it yet, but yeah. Finish decorating. Boom! 24 stars. Sure, it will come in use for next year. Yeah, probably right about that. Oh man, that was yeah. It was something. Let's see. Today was a case of heavy trolling. Let's see. I was about to say the same. Spent more time parsing than anything else, waiting for the worst. Let's see. Online. Okay, this is the parser, regions. Count. Yeah, that's also still parsing. Can fit. Okay, zip shapes. Yeah. I actually did the necessary change to my util library to solve it the hard way, and did the whole parsing before I did some exploration of the input data and realized it wasn't necessary at all. But that's the thing that I didn't get. When I looked at the input data doesn't look like that at all to me. Like when I look at it, I'm like, okay, it looked like it can be compressed, but apparently I'm missing something there. So let's see. I have no idea how to solve D12 other than just backtracking. Is there a smarter solution that doesn't involve backtracking? Yeah, there is, but you'll get trolled by Eric Wassel. Yeah. Spoiler is very tempting, but I will keep trying. Eric pulled a nice joke. Glad I noticed this before creating some crazy all day to build and several days to run. Just checked the surface was big enough to fit everything. Curious if Nick noticed this in time. Fun fact, I did not. And after looking at the input again, I still can't see it. So now I just probably have to improve my algorithm and let it fully run to prove that it can sneak in something somewhere. It works on the sample, no regrets. Mostly proud that I managed to get variables try and cry to make sense. Okay, let's see. Dictionary shape. Unique variables list. Oh yeah, I can actually make my code pass both test and real by just switching the logic for the test. So it will do like 1,000,000 times more CPU cycles for the test, but it will work. Let's see. Have and used. Needs length, area shape. Okay, what does this do? Shape is shapes as, and as is the idea, so shapes, parse shapes to dictionary, unique variants, okay, cache. And where is this? Okay, that goes out from shapes, okay, so that's just the parsed one. It needs the length, there is one. Okay, and this is just a map of bools, sure. Okay, but it just, so this is basically just the same because it used the shape of the. Okay, so this one doesn't look at if it actually could fit. It will just take out all the squares that it. Okay, this is a somewhat better solution, I think. That it just takes if for all the squares in the shape, if there's enough spots, if you could like taking into account that, or taking the assumption that you could perfectly pack everything to use every possible location, they check, okay, this shape has 7 out of 9, this shape has 8, this shape has, and so forth. They count up how many it would take if you would be able to do perfect packing and just eliminate based off of that. So would that mean that all the numbers he used are just way oversized so you don't actually have to do the math, so that it's not just it would fit exactly with these numbers, but it will just always just be very much over or under so that you don't have to do any of the packing. I was like, I can't believe that there isn't a configuration number that will let you pack more than the rudimentary math of just taking a 3x3 slot for every space. So I think that's the case probably. So I would have to, yeah, let me see. If I go back, so that makes more sense, because I was like, it can't be just that that this really is the solution, because I like looking at the data, I can see there are ways to save a vast number of spaces. So the only reasonable explanation for me would be that the actual requirements are just so overfitted that it's easy from there. So console.writeline need blah have blah, and then we could actually do the optimal math as well. Need packages have surface, like this is the ratio. So if I run this again, it should give us a clearer view of how bad it is. See, like you need this size to fit it, but we only have this space. So the other ones match exactly, or it's way too big. So they match exactly, or it's way too big. Okay, so this is what's going on. That's why it was a troll. Because if they would have done 145, this one would still have fit, I'm pretty sure. Just because the way that you can actually pack them. But he chose to make it easy by not even coming close to the requirements. So that's why it's like this. So now I have some now I'm okay with it, right? I can see what he did now, because I was like, there's no way that this is the actual, that they're, due to the shape of the input, that it's not possible to pack them smaller and save some space. So at least I'm glad I'm not losing my mind, right? So it's pretty clear what he did, which I guess is nice, but it's also, now I still want to actually solve it. I will probably come back and do a solver when I have some time in a few months. So probably never, but I just want to solve some simple things and move on to just a year that I haven't done yet. But I'll keep looking at some of these codes. But yeah, I like this. This is like a first good stab at just inspecting the data, see what's going on. So as the trolling was providing the edge cases in the sample data. Yeah, sure. But he could have, yeah. Yeah. So yeah. This is a nice way of doing it. I would probably have cached this. I think they have a cache, but they... Oh, that's the variance. But they don't use this part. They should probably have also cached this logic to just count how many things there are in a shape, but it's also perfectly fine to do this. So they were smart by just inspecting the data at before trying to solve it the hard way, which I appreciate. Smart to get a good grasp on the data before making it too hard. Kudos. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it's so annoying when you see like a big spoiler and then your name mentioned and then more spoilers. So thanks for that, Luke. Apparently my friend said sample input is harder than actual input. Day 12 in the end. Yes. Let's put this in my code so I can watch it better with highlighting. But it's probably the same. Let's see what Luke did. Real input. Day 9. You still have a comment for day 9 in your day 12. Copy paste errors. Let's see, parse input, part 1, freeze in upload. Okay, it takes those. Sure. Yeah. The same like was it Sarah? Sarah. The same way of doing even a more exact fit. So like what I did was just gleam off of the other ones, like, okay, let's see if the entire shape, if it would be filled, if it could fit or not. They do a more exact check. But yeah, it's nice. I like it. Let me remove this. Tune, 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 tune. I need to commit in a bit, not now. Boom, 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 boom. The first thing I thought of was to see if it was a trivial size problem, but the test didn't pass, so I ignored that. Solved it properly instead. Okay. Let's see. Did you have the visualizer? I think you linked that, right? After. Just you could have just looked at the surface area needed, counted number of that. If the test input this doesn't work for the real input, it does. What's the point of life if my test don't pass it. Yeah, yeah, that's so fun. They'll always have a failed unit test. Not me. I solved it. True, and I just want my stars. Finish in F sharp and go. Okay, maybe I'll see it later. Let's look at the code first. Section start. Shape split by sure. Regions transformation cache. Pre-compute all the transformation for each shape. Yes. Bool can fit if regions count is larger than 3. Not test. Yeah, this is the same thing that I would have to do to make my test pass. Posted a pic later on, I think. Okay. Try greedy placement can fit CP set. Okay. CP set. Okay. If can fit and placement is done, sure. Distinct by S string with new lines. Okay. Well, it works. Try greedy placement. So present by the largest first for better packing. Wasn't this the... Okay. Wait, the description says this is the easy one. Okay. Let's see. Try each position. Check if placement is valid. Place is present. Place is true. Place is false. Placement is copy. Okay. There's enough space. Okay. Yeah, this is something I could do to make it faster. To just also keep a mask there, so that I don't try placing the same locations over and over again, which is not so smart. Because it just tests so much data. So I could optimize probably a factor of 100 or more there. Try this. Press the AOC button at the bottom and then scroll up and open the visualizer. And then watch all my data flow away. Let's see. Press the AOC button at the bottom and then scroll up to open the visualizer. AOC button. Did I do the instruction wrong? Couldn't be bothered to optimize at the end. Yeah. Retrieves the logged in user's data with advent code web. Oh. And then solves it for. Okay. Let's see. The yellow visualizer, just a few lines above. I'm so blind, I'm sorry. Okay. Can we do bloop? Whoa. So with this thing, I wonder, like, these could be packed more neatly. But it doesn't matter probably, because it would just not be able to place anymore anyways. But looking at this visualization, it seems like it doesn't try to switch any of these into other orientations to make them fit better, right? Loads of space. Yeah. It's fun, the thing that you made. Also, this is all your. It retrieves the. Day 7 looks better. Okay, let's quickly look at day 7. Where's the visualize? Oh, yeah. It's nice work. It retrieves my data. Oh, okay. I thought it would. It says the logged in user. So I was like, okay, wouldn't that be like a cross request forgery thing? Let's see. If I do AOC, does it do a fetch? No. Let's see. Solve using Google or R tools, CP sets or okay, got it. Let's see. Finish in F# and Go. The execution times between both are crazy. These times include read and parsing, not only resolution. I've been using F# for several years, but still struggle with the functional approach for some stuff. Yeah, I can imagine. Go is my second year and getting to learn it better. I like it a lot as its simpler syntax makes me focus more on the problem rather than deciding to type. It's a factor 20 here. Wow, day 9 is a very big difference. It's probably also because you didn't solve it quite in the same way, I'd say, but it's hard to like do the same in a functional language than in a non-functional one and keep it all the same. But yeah, I can't. It's hard for me to even wrap my head around the functional stuff. Let's see. Can figure out I'm correct that a shape can have 8 orientations. Yes, that's correct. Some have less. I only started reading the problem. Feel like the unfinished Tetris game I'm making. Yeah. Can I ask if you are caching anything? My friend said that he solved it without solving any cache. Yeah. Oh man, it's so gnarly when somebody has like this solution here and it's like ding 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 ding. Nearly got me. Lucky I noticed that the shapes don't really interlock no matter how you rotate them. Well, they do, but not directly. So there's something else going on the real thing levels area. Not quite true, but close enough. Nothing besides the different shapes, but that can be considered part of the parsing step. Cursed one-liner, yeah. 9 times, okay. Code golfing. That's even worse than just make everything a rectangle. Yeah, I noticed even rotating nothing fits inside another piece in a way that saves any space. Again, not true, but close enough. You don't even need to care about how many or even what the shapes are, so just skip the entire top part of the input. So much typing I'm going to make eat brunch. Sure. Did you saw it? Yes. Day 10 part 2 was worth, well, yeah, I had to submit there as well. I'm yet to see anyone do it like I did, though everyone else has either solved it correctly, mad lads. Well, do you count it if it's not fast enough to do the actual input? But I still solved the test input the hard way. I'm proud of that. I just counted the occupied spaces in the shapes. I ignored the shapes completely after eyeballing them. I'm quite eager to implement something for day 10 part 2 myself, rather sooner or later. Yeah, the one that Luke shared is pretty cool, and I think, yeah, that's all of that. Yeah, I think that's it. Nineberry. What did Nineberry do? Let's see, shapes, print shapes, count shapes, chunk, blah blah. Present shape. Okay, region can fit. Min area required, max area required. Ah, okay. Sure. Less space actually need for, okay, yeah, sure, same thing. That was my pick. Oh, sorry, did I scroll over it? Was I too quick there? Ah, yeah. Handle any difficult cases to get the right solution for sample input. Funny. The actual input, there are none. It seems that I was the only one dumb enough to not do the first basic check for the areas. Ha. Wasn't it just sheesh? Ah, yeah, I just checked that. I get ready to streams early. This was day 12. Sure. Sorry, a question yesterday. Stream, these to-dos are in Polish, and yeah, it's a great way to hide them. Funny meme. Let's see. Identify regions, definitely big enough, or definitely too small. Write a complex filling out. There's no rest. Yes. If only I realized that sooner. I did. My solution chooses the typo, gives me 5 of 5, which is accepted by AAC, but my actual code implementation that solves it honestly gives me 5 of 4. Why? That's so sad. I've been there. I've been there so many times. What is B? Okay. Feasible region can fit shapes. Okay. We can assume it's the same, right? Wait, what? Looks like there's more logic here than needed. Okay. Can play shape add. Looks like it does the hard way. The easy way to get all the variations. Nice. But it looks like this is doing the hard way, or unless I'm missing something, this just tries with backtracking and everything. So I wonder how long this runs. Boom, where did I go? Yeah, it was this one, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's my visualizer that I showed before. Boom, 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 boom. That's fun. Yeah, okay, I think that's all of them. So it looks like Cheese did do it the proper way. And it looked fairly easy again. Then again, his code usually looks fairly simple, but yeah, nice. I will have to look at that later, I think. So what do you guys say? Should we do 2017 or continue 2016, even though I don't remember anything I've done there? What do you say? Let's say poll 20 continue 2016 or start 2017 fresh. Boom. Let's start a poll. Martin says, I decided to do part 12 in another language, and the answer was so easy. Yeah. You could probably do it in Brain F, but... Hey Randy, hi on YouTube. Sorry if I missed your comment. It's been 6 minutes. But welcome if you're still here. Let's see. Do you guys care which one I'm doing? Smap says, I'm missing quite a few stars for 2016, so go for that and I'll join you later on. Okay? Wonder which one that I did. Just the first 7. Is the 8th one hard? Thought I would start with 2017 and have it easy, but... Oh man, I'm so annoyed with Discord. It will just... Was it this one? Sure. It will grab attention and notify so many times. Oh no. Isn't this just what we did, basically? Okay. Okay, let's see. Day 8 of 2016. Two-factor authentication. You come across a door implementing what you can only assume is an implementation of two-factor authentication after a long game of requirements telephone. Luke says, please don't get a meltdown. Yeah. To get past the door, you first swipe a key card. No problem. There was one on a nearby desk. Then it displays a code on a little screen and you type in that code on a keypad. Then presumably the door unlocks. Unfortunately, the screen has been smashed and after a few minutes you've taken everything apart and figured out how it works. Now you just have to work out what the screen would have displayed. The magnetic strip on the card you swiped encodes a series of instructions for the screen. These instructions are your puzzle input. The screen is 50 pixels wide and 6 pixels tall, all of which start off, and is capable of 3 somewhat peculiar operations. Rect A times B turns on all the pixels in a rectangle at the top left of the screen, which is A wide and B tall. Rotate row Y is A by B shifts all of the pixels in row A. Okay, I will have to read this in a minute because like reading this I can't see it yet, but that'll be fine. Rotates all the pixels. Pixels that would fall off the right end appear at the left end of the... Okay. Rotate column X is A by B shifts all the pixels in column A. 0 is the left column down by B pixels. Pixels that would fall off the bottom appear at the top of the column. For example, here's an example sequence on a smaller screen. 3 by 2 creates a rectangle. Rotate column X 1 by 1. Okay. Rotates the second column down by 1 pixel. Okay, this one. How is it It shifts one or something. It shifts one. Wouldn't call that rotating, but rotate row Y is 0, so that would this one by 4. Rotates the top row right by 4 pixel. Okay. Why did they call it rotate? It's just moving, shifting. Okay, rotate column X. That's probably part 2, right? Where it actually does rotating. Rotate column X1 by 1. This one. Okay, so it goes down and then the bottom one goes back to the top. Okay, sure. As you can see, this display technology is extremely powerful and will soon dominate the tiny code displaying screen market. That's what the advertisement on the back of the display tries to convince you anyways. There seems to be an intermediate check of the voltage used by the pixels, by the display. And after you swipe your card, if the screen did work, how many pixels should be lit? Okay. How many pixels should be lit is just the... Wait, what? Let me see this. Wait, they start all off, didn't they say? Oh, fall off. Which, all of which start off. Rect turns on in the rectangle area. Okay. Okay, and it can overlap, so it should be at most of these, but depending on how you rotate. Okay, this is an annoying one to parse, but it's fine. Rotate column or row, and then identifier. Okay. Well, thank you, SMAP, for this one. Even the test input will be annoying. So I will have to manually recreate this. Okay, let's see. First, let me commit some of the war crimes that I've done so far. 2025 completed. Commit. Boom. Okay. So let's add a new one. I have 2016 and I have 3 days in here. No clue what happened to the rest. But yeah. So this one will be day 8. Sure, I want to rename that as well. Benchmark.net. Apparently not. Let's remove that. Input does not exist. Oh, the base class. Don't I have a base class for these? I have. Okay. I have it in a different format. Okay. Fine. I should probably also make sure that I copy my session thing here. So let me do that off screen. 2020. Where is my 2025 one? Here you see 2025 session. Copy that. Go back in here. 2016. Boom. And say properties. Copy if newer. Sure. Boom. Let's not open the file. Close all but this. Close all the tabs. Oh, okay. Close all tabs. Okay. Shame I have to leave soon. Part 2 of this day was a lot of fun. So you just curse me and run? How nice. Let's make this into a proper day 0 for the solution. Let's set this up day 0, 0, 0. Okay, boom. Program day 8. Okay. It's a different namespace. I need to change that. No namespace, also fine. Sure, let's also do that for the day 0. Like that. Okay, AC 2025. I don't need to have a reference to that. And the same goes for day 8. Okay, I think that should be fine. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Console, right line, input. Let's go back to set this one as a default now. Set a starter process. Let's run 2016. Okay. And it gets all the inputs, so that is fine. Okay. Let's prepare the test. So this now becomes correct. Then this one. Okay. In this case, we should just match this print output. So we can do const string part 1 test output is like this. Const char marker is hash, empty is period. Okay. I usually do this as a sparse map because it just makes sense. You have namespace 2025. Yeah, I removed that. Oh, that was an old comment. Yes. So we have that. So I would have. It's annoying for the input as well. No, never mind. Let's see. For instructions is input of 2 lines. Yeah, it's not more than that. So it's basically this. So here we do dictionary, grid location. Actually, it's a hash set of grid location. Grid is blah. And we do for each string instruction in instructions. String parts equals instruction that's split by ASCII whitespace. That. Could I actually do like op and then like this? That would be fun. It's like string op. I can't do that, right? Never mind, it's fine. So we do op is parts 0. Boom, boom, boom. Switch op case. Sure. Static class ops. Static. Boom, 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 boom. So column row. So So what we can do now is case ops dot rect. Invalid operation loop op. Oh, you could do like op arg equals parts 1 like this, right? No? Okay, never mind. Thought that would be fun. So here, amazing how much you hate 2D arrays and would do anything to avoid them, like using hashtags. Yes, sparse maps all the way. Yeah, I just prefer that. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I need to do the size, so we need to do r.split x as in 32s as value tuple, so we can do int h size is this, because it's width by height, right? 3 by 2, 3 right, 1 too high, yes. So now we do for int I is 1, I smaller, size of w, increment I, actually smaller or equal to, inclusive. I can just do it as x, by the way. Y is 1, y smaller, goes h, y plus plus. So now I can do grid.add like this. So that will take care of, if they already exist, it doesn't matter because it's a hash set. Yeah. Same as in like in a 2D array, you would blindly set it anyway, so that's fine. Boom, 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 and then here, you have so you would have 0, 1, 2, and 4, index 2 and 4. So now you would have rotate, so you do switch arc case arc dot row break goal, and then the same invalid rotate argument arc like this. And basically for these it's both the same, because we will take so we can do let's see, const int let's do this, yeah, const int offset index is 0, 1, 2, count index is 4. So this refers to this one and this one. Const char offset split by is this. And I can also do size split by equals x. Now I have everything nicely defined. I should probably put them all together here. So now I can do split by size split by like that. Boom, 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 boom. So we do parts offset index dot split, and this would be offset split by dot last, or I can do hi Nineberry, welcome, welcome. As in 32, this feels right. I can just I thought I had a fast thing here, extension to number, yes. Boom. Doesn't it like that? Requires a receiver of read-only span char, so yeah. This one would return a string. Doesn't it like it like this? So do I need to do it like this? No target for the collection expression. Yeah, sure. As span. Okay, so this is the fast way to do that. So we do int offset is this, and this one is a lot long offset. Who cares? No, we want it to be int because I don't think it's the size would be that big. So we can do int like this. I just did day 12, by the way. It was horrible to realize, but I looked at the exact numbers and I could then see, like lots of people say, you can't optimize, but you can optimize. It's just that he chose values that are just so outside of the range that you don't even need to try. So I had somewhat peace with that, but I was a bit frustrated at the start because I was looking at the inputs and I couldn't understand why people were just, you can't do it better than a 3x3. Hey Jirkas, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining the stream. Do you like Advent of Code as well? Have you done it this year? How far did you come? And have you done the previous years? Currently doing day 8 of 2016 because I should probably update the name here. So let me just put it here. So it will be up to date. So we do 2016 day 8. How is it called? Two-factor authentication. Okay. Let me just update the stream title so that it's more accurate. I put it in that I would do after, but it's fine. So I can do AOC 2016 just to confuse some people. And then Advent of Code 2016. Boom. Done. Back to coding. But yeah, if you're new to the stream, always nice of you to say hi. It's always nice to see new people and ask any questions if you have any. So we're coding this one right now. There's the rect that initializes the grid. Jikas, which day was the easiest for you this year? I don't know actually, because well, there's a way to find out. Let's see. Live. To be fair, that's not all just the coding. It looked like day 3 was the shortest. Day 1 and day 3 were the shortest streams. Luke says day 12. Yeah, for today, but that's only after I did it the hard way. If you want to see what I did for day 12, I did it the hard way. Like I did lots of stuff the hard way, like creating a bit mask and implementing, rotating it over 3. So I used 3 bytes in a row to do bit mask stuff, and then I wrote how to rotate them by hand, by offsetting them. So yeah, I did it the hard way, but it wasn't fast, and I didn't attempt it on the real input until I figured out today well, I saw from how other people did it that Eric was very generous with how he set up the requirements so that you could just glean off of that if it would work or not. So yeah. But yeah, so now we're doing day 8, which is a lot easier so far still. But Smab said that that part 2 will be a doozy, so yeah. I said I have to go. I'll catch up with the rest of the stream later. Have fun. Yeah, thanks for stopping by and making me do this. Have fun. See you later. So yeah, which day was the easiest for you, Jackass? We were doing the rotation here. This is counting the offset, and depending on this, this is actually the same. This is not a separate scope, so I can just do int offset and then do it like this. And then I can process it outside. Well, not quite, because depending on these, I have to do it in a different way. And then I've never done AOC. Oh, you haven't? Are you into coding? If you haven't done Advent of Code, I can really, really recommend it. It's so much fun. For previous years, there are 24, 25 puzzles every December that unlock, and they get harder as you go. But the first ones are always fairly easy, very doable, and it's a lot of fun. And if you're a JavaScript developer, I just found this one that I thought was pretty fun. Just debug December. And it goes like, I can probably go to previous ones first. Like here, it starts off very easy. I should probably reset here. So they have a challenge where they say, okay, we're trying to do something, but it doesn't work. What are they doing wrong? So in this case, it's just they're not doing a deep copy. So you can just do JSON.parse JSON stringify, which is the poor man's deep copy. And I learned from the answers here that there's actually a cool way or a cool method that you can use. Sorry, so you can do run and then it says boom. Structured clone is something. So I'm learning new stuff here as well. So I knew how to solve most of them. I learned about JSON, JavaScript iterator logic, like yields that I do in C#. I didn't even know that was a thing in JavaScript as well. So there's lots of cool stuff in here that you can learn from. So let me just drop the link in chat for those who haven't yet. It's fun. And I was like, they have structured clone here. So I've known for a long time, so like the easiest and most reliable way to do a deep copy in JavaScript is always to be just to abuse the JSON parse thing. And then I dive deeper and it's like the most performant stuff as well for lots of cases. But there are things for like dates, etc., where you use the structured clone that it's sometimes maybe a little bit slower, but if you're not in a hot path, who cares? Where it will preserve the actual object. So there are small benefits to using structured clone there as well. So I thought that was really interesting, that even on the first day, even if you know how to do some stuff, you can learn something new. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by Debug December. So I haven't done them all yet, but I should probably go back and do some more. This was pretty fun. So yeah, back to Advent of Code. Like if you like coding, Advent of Code and all the various alternatives are just so much fun. And don't be afraid of making mistakes, just do them. And especially for Advent of Code, there's such a big community. If you ever get stuck, there are so many people that can help. You have references for how other people solve them in pretty much any language you can think of. So there's always a way forward. So especially if you enjoy coding, if you're not that great at it yet, it's great because you'll just have so many examples and you'll learn lots and lots and lots. So basically I want to do this just once. I just hate that it's there, so I want to do it here actually, and then just have something to set here based on this one. Let's see, I also need to do the amount there. So we have offset and size. So we can do size, which is also just the same. We do the size index, index, which was the other index? The count index. I named it count, not size. So count. See, I was yapping so much that I forgot how to call it. And I think this one, I was able to do just 2 number before because it would do it as a span, but it's fine. So this one does it skips some of the things from try parse, and it should be a bit faster, but yeah, it's fine. I should probably just make an optimization here. I can just go to number and make an overload that just takes a string. So I can do a string, and then I do to number v dot as span like this. And now I have an overload there, so that I don't need to call as span every time here. We just do to number, and it's implied. So this is just a shortcut of using try parse. Let me see, got a message, okay. Yep, not important. I missed the follow. Thanks for the follow. I think, hey, that's weird. I didn't get a notification about the follow, but I did get an email. I got an email 8 minutes ago, but my notification board didn't notify me of the follow. So thanks for the follow. It's been really weird with Twitch and its notifications. Maybe I just need to reload this page. I haven't. No, I restarted my machine. That can't be it. Never mind. So yeah, I just noticed that there are some weird issues with some of the notifications. But I'm not gonna talk about that again. It's not interesting. This one needed to be count. That would have been a nice bug. And I just need to do like an offset for the row and column here. So we need to make sure that it's actually valid, that we parse it, and then do like probably like int x, int y, offset, offset direction, and then I can do 1, 0, and this one can be 0, 1. So, and then we can just multiply these by those two, and then we'll have it. I think that will be the one. I really hate that they call it rotate, because in part 1 this is just shift, not rotate. So that's probably P2. Okay, let's go to P1, save some room. Okay, so that's that. And now we need to start at a certain index. We also need to have the board size. Did they say that? So this one mimics a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a 7 by 3. And for the other one, it said, how big was it? 50 by 6. Okay. Okay. So we have int b int h screen size. So here we have screen size is 7, was it 7 by 4? Else screen size is 50 by 6. All right, 50 by 6. 50 by 6. This one was 7 by 3. Okay, 7 by 3, not 7 by 4. 7 by 3. Okay. Got it, got it. So now we need to do that logic for int OE equals to offset, O smaller than count, No. For int I is 0, I smaller count, increment I. So now we have grid location relative equals new. Actually, I can do just this. So that will be offset direction dot times offset, right? I think I can do this. Let me see. Because this is where it starts. So we do current is this, and if this isn't possible, I should be able to do that. I think I can do this, and then I do current times equals offset. Yes, like this. Great. And the thing is, I have like multiple conversions for grid operations, and if I multiply by one, it will do by one value, it will do it for both values, but one is 0, so it will only do it like that. This one will give me my location, so it will, like for a column, it will give you the first column. Yes. Column, it will be X, right? Column, it will be, I have these inverted. Yes. If you want to shift a row or a column, so if you want to shift a column, you have an X position. If you want to shift a row, you get a Y position. Can they be negative and positive? I didn't even look if there were negative numbers. Nope, it's just to the right and down. So okay, makes sense. And then I would have to, move. And then I would do like move would be the inverse of the offset direction. So that is funny. Move is offset direction dot y comma x. So now we take, this is one, like it takes the one that we want, and then the other one is the direction in which we move, because it will be the inverse field that we do. So now, yes, so we will start at a certain location. So now we do, that's funny, because we need to remove that one, and then sure, we probably need to do like modulo math, like for the whole thing it becomes shifted by a certain size. Let me think. Because if I do this, if you have like these rows, and you have a value here, and you have to move them 3, that would mean you do 1, 2, 3, and then this one goes back here. So the net change would be just this one goes here. The noise in the background is my coffee machine, by the way. Sorry for that. Let's see. Oh, kids are back home from music again. That's nice. So now I should probably get all the ones in that row, and then count their, just calculate their offsets. So I would take grid. So I do grid where x trying to simplify this and not write two paths is making the thing more complicated to read. So I should probably just do some duplication now and maybe refactor it later, because it's getting to be more complicated than it needs to be, I think. So let's just scrap this for now and just do it a bit more readable. So we can do this. We still need to declare them up here because they don't have any separate sections. I think we could actually do this, right? But that's fine. We don't need to isolate it. For now, we'll just do it like this. Let's see, so for row, we need to do the same thing. This doesn't change. We need to grab all the ones in the current row. So far in current row is grid where x dot row equals offset. So I can do list grid location like this in current row, and then we do this. And now we do int relative shift is does it matter if it's bigger? So if no, we can just do this actually modulo size. Was it grid size? No, what do we call it? Screen size. Screen size dot h, because we want to shift a row. So this is the actual relative change, looking just positive, the actual positive change relative to this. Boom, 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 boom. And now I'm wondering if it's worth it to just update every one of them or just to get all the new indices. So we should do like in current row dot select x dot column, no, yes, column. We want to shift an entire row. So we move that one that way. So we get the entire, we do the column plus count, and then we offset that by modulo screen size dot width. And I need to do this as well in the other direction. So new indexes is this. So it's actually a list of ints, just like that. So this will be the new indices, and I could then just update all of the grid locations in there. But they're value types basically, so I should just remove all of them. Does it become easier if I do it a different way? because basically you have to remove all of these. So we do grid.remove where. Remove where? Is that a predicate? X dot row equals offset. Like that. That is fine. And then I can do reach int x in new indices grid. This is so overkill. I should probably do it differently. X comma row offset like this. I think this is the logic basically, but it's so inefficient. And the same thing is where we need to do this here, but this one will be by height. And current call. The call is offset. And then we do the same on current call. Like this. Which is fine. Like that. In current call, and this will be row plus count. H. Yeah, this is very inefficient and for multiple reasons. So we'll probably refactor this later, but let's see. So offset comma this will be y. Because we do like multiple lookups for the same thing. So by now I think it might have been better to actually just do a 2D array and then take the approach of just zeroing out the row or column in question. To like go for each, take the index, record it, modify it, just zero it out, and then setting all the indexes again. That should be way more efficient than what I'm doing now, but it should work for part one. And now I will just write a print function. So I can do void print grid. Blah. Void print grid. So, and now I can do console.clear. Console.set cursor position 0, 0. For int y equals 0, y smaller than screen size dot h, y, console.writeLine. Nineberry says input is very small and you already have the solution for part 2 from earlier streams, not released, but yeah, we'll see. But still, I know even if it doesn't matter, like realizing that you've done something stupid or it doesn't sit well with me. That's just the type of guy I am. So it's it will irk me for a while. Right. So now we will do grid. I need to feed it this actually, which is fine. Grid contains x comma y, marker empty. Boom. Like this. So now when we've done it, we just should do print grid. So let's see what happens. Okay, that's not what we need, probably. Boom, boom, boom. Nope, that's not it at all. So let's write out every step. Toon, 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 toon. So we just print grid every step and then just do control reline. So we do let's run this, see where we go wrong. So we have our first step here. Okay, this is already off by 1. Nice. But yeah, sure, I forgot about that already. That's interesting. Okay, let's just make sure that I do this the proper way. If it's grid, -1, -1. So that should take care of the first part. Okay. So this one is stupid. Because it shifts 1 down, but it doesn't remove this one. Okay, let's just step through it here and see what we do wrong. Okay, so we do column. So offset is 1, so this is column 1, which is fine, right? X is 1, yes. Yeah, 1, 1 by 1. So in current column, where column equals offset, so grid has that one. So that would be these other 3 here. Did I do it the wrong way? I did it the wrong way and then still printed it the wrong way, I think. Is my grid location thing, let me just check. I can do it like this. Okay, so I have row comma column, so that's the reason why this is wrong. My constructor expects it in a different way. That also, I think that is fine. In current call, new indices, that's fine. Okay, so that explains a tiny bit. Yeah, that also means that I have to swap these. Nice. Do I do that somewhere else as well? Yes, here. So these are all inverted then as well. Great. Line 87. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Mizard XYT on YouTube. Yeah, I think I caught them all now. Yes. Okay, so that is correct. Okay, let's see if it lines up with everything that we need to do. I think so far so good. Yes. Okay, so it matches up with what we wanted there, so that is fine. So now we need to remove all of this. Let me count how many. I think it's just 6 in the end, right? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so the test input for 1 is 6. And we should also just debug that we got this one. I should have probably made the visualizer also IEnumerable string. Ah, that's annoying. No, I can do that. No, that's so annoying. Never mind. I'll write that as a to-do. To-do, change the grid printer to output the strings, compare against, and then we have this one here, parse one test output, but we manually validated that it succeeds for now. For now, we manually validated that it's correct. Okay. Like this, do false, and we need to actually count, and that's the whole grid thing. So P1 equals grid.count equals like this. So let's see. So now we have a 110. So let's see if this is correct. Woo! Gold star. Nice. It's nice getting gold stars. Yay, and I like that one, especially my own special gold star. Let's see. Mrs. said class grid override to string maybe. Yeah, I don't have a class. I do have something for grid, but right now the grid is it's a sparse grid with a hash set of the grid location. So I could easily convert that into a string builder. For those of you that don't know, I have somebody on YouTube chatting along with us. I should add it to the overlay so that we can have both chats on screen. So I'm sorry for not having the YouTube chat in here as well. I will look into seeing, I already did some things for it, but I just didn't have the time to actually implement it. But there might be a day in the future where the YouTube chat will be there as well, so that we can see it all in the stream interlaced. And part 2 will be actual rotations. So yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. You notice that the screen is only capable of displaying capital letters. In the font it uses, each letter is 5 pixels wide and 6 tall. After you swipe a code, what code is on the screen trying to... Ah, nice! I wrote an OCR thing for this, yes. Marta says YouTube is always a second-class citizen amongst Twitch streamers. There is a good reason for that, right? Because you will need the video ID of the live stream, which changes every time, to get an actual window handler. So what I've already did is I have some code that can retrieve the video ID from the current channel. When you're live, there is a way to just grab it with the regex from a certain fixed URL for your channel. So if you have your channel ID, you can go to basically do a wget, put a regex through it, and then you can get the ID of your current live stream. And you can use that to format the URL for like a pop-up window for the browser. So what I need to do is have like a local web server running, that I have like my local YouTube live stream chat or whatever, that will then internally do a redirect when needed to get that actual thing, and then I can do a browser source there. Next level would be to have actual API implementations like an IRC bot for Twitch, and then like a full API for YouTube, and then rendering the things combined, but I don't think I'll be able to free up time for that. So yeah, OCR is fun. So we can write an OCR engine. I've done that a few times as well. It's pretty fun. But let's first write out the part 2 thing here. So I think we can do print grid. So let's do that, and then we'll write out an OCR to actually programmatically do it. So yeah, there we have it. We are gonna write an OCR engine for that right now. Boom, 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 boom. They say each letter is 5 wide, 6 tall. Okay, sure. So let's do that. So we do const int letter width. We can also dynamically calculate that, but it's fine. I thought you already have one for that exact font. Yeah, probably. But it's so I just like writing in it. It's so simple. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I have it here. Two. Let's see how many times I've already done that. I've done it twice already, in 2022 and in 2014. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Oh no, OC that's not it. Yeah, this is the OCR. Let's do that. I can probably just copy paste it and let's see, day 8. Are you going to OCR now? I'm still cooking and eating afterwards, so I will likely lurk. Yeah, I'm going to. I think I still have the code here, so let me just check avoid OCR and maybe just make it into a small thing that does it. Um, mm, 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 mm. Bum, 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 bum. So this one accepts a bool there. So I should probably evaluate it like that, but it's fine. Let me see. Where does it do the pixel index thing? No, that's not it. This one. I can do a func int, and I can do grid location bool is non-empty. So I could do something like this. So I could do is non-empty. It's probably easier to just write it again because hash set. I can use the bones, but it's grid location pixels. I can still do that. And I can still do like int width, screen width. I can do that. Screen width, screen height, screen width. Pixel that contains this would be y comma x. Let's not make this mistake again. If it does not contain, if it contains all empty is false, that's fine. When it's all empty, it will have found one, and it will probably also do it for the last one or not. But we'll this one will break on the last one, but I'll add a case for that. Screen height, width. So now I can do pixels contains y sub y. So x sure. And then the filled and empty are character markers for actual, like these ones to easily print it out. I can just put them here, but I should probably put them on top, but that's fine. I can do them locally here so that they have a narrower scope. I don't need the subpixel index here. Ooh, what happened? Oh, I never called this, so it doesn't care about me anymore. Okay, so here I can do OCR grid screen size at width, screen size at height, like this. Okay. Lizard says I usually print it with Unicode block characters. Yeah, I use the same. There you go. Well, it's not Unicode, it's ASCII, but these are just in the default ASCII range. Boom, 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 boom. So I think that's all the adaptation that we need. We don't need this pixel index at all. Yeah, so let's run it. Z, J, H, R, K, C, P, L, Y, J. Does it crash on that one? I don't account for the last one, so it will be this with a J in the end. Is there even any repeat characters here? I don't think so. So yeah. Woo! This one is fun, yeah. I never actually saved the training input, but you could and just build the actual font for it because he uses it more than once. But this was basically my approach previously, to just have a character map, and if it sees it before, it will know it and just use that input. And like here, I don't... there's actually... I do white space detection in my OCR, but in this one it was like fixed width, so I wouldn't even have to do that. So that's why it takes these ones together, because there's no white space detection there, and I don't take more than a single character, I think. So I could make this string based so that it can handle connected characters, so that might be better. So I could do string add strings as result, so non-white space separated characters also work. You'll have to charge as your result. Okay, so this one string match. I will just do this one. So that should take care of that. So if we run this again, so we do Z, J, H, R, K, C, P, L, Y, J, and then it should have printed out, yeah, the thing in here. Boom. So that's good. And it should also return this one, by the way, like string result is this, result, return results. So this would be the string OCR. So we'd say string part2 equals this. It's a bit of a weird one because there is no part2 here. Well, there is a part 2, but it deviates from how it's usually done with all numeric inputs. But yeah, this one is fun. Let's commit this one. It doesn't recognize this one because the changes are... the folder is outside of the other one, I think. Let me see. Yeah, there is an advent of code thing here, so I should probably also be able to just open this folder, like file, add local repository, use this one, boom, okay. Oh, let me make sure that I don't do something there that I shouldn't. I need to put a git ignore file here to ignore session text and stuff like that. Session.txt needs to be ignored. What else? Extensions, this is all fine, this is all fine, this is all fine. Thumbnails is also fine, I can put those on. I should actually not do, no, let me not commit the, this is a different repository, so it doesn't matter, this isn't the public one. So maybe I need to make this also a public repository, but yeah. So yeah, that's day 8. I think you can do one more. Let me quickly make myself a cup of tea before we do 2. But yeah, Nimby says, over the years there have been quite a number of puzzles using that font for result. Yeah. But it's fun to do. So yeah, we'll do day 9 in a bit. I'm just gonna quickly go grab a cup of tea and then I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, and I'm back. Let's see, Amata says, cool, I'm still struggling with part 1. Are you doing it at the same time? That's fun. It's fun that all of you guys, at least some of you have, are doing the challenge at the same time. Yeah, I'll go check out day 9 if you don't mind and see what that has in store for us. See if it's a weekend one or if it's doable. Is this a regex one? Let's see. Explosives in cyberspace. Wandering around a secure area, you come across a data link port to a new part of the network. After briefly scanning it for interesting files, you find one file in particular that catches your attention. It's compressed with an experimental format, but fortunately the documentation for the format is nearby. The format compresses a sequence of characters. White space is ignored. To indicate that some sequence should be repeated, a marker is added to the file, like 12 times 2. To decompress this marker, take the subsequent 10 characters and repeat them 2 times. Then continue reading the file after the repeated data. The marker itself is not included in the decompressed output. If parentheses or other characters appear within the data referenced by a marker, that's okay. Treat them like normal data, not a marker. Totally not suspicious at all. And then resume looking for markers after the decompressed section. Let's see. Amartya says, I do, but in my interpreter I don't even have for each loops. Okay. I can quit streaming if you prefer that. Just let me know. Let's see. For example, advent contains no markers and decompresses to itself with no changes, resulting in a decompressed length of 6. A 1 times 5 BC repeats to only be a total of, wait, what? 1 times 5 repeats only the B, a total of 5, okay, becoming blah, for decompression length of 7, sure. 2 times 3 XYZ becomes that for a decompressed length of 9, that blah blah blah, sure. This one simply becomes this, yeah, if the looks like a marker, but because it's within a data section of another marker, it's not treated any differently from the A that comes after it. Sure, this will come right in handy in part 2. It has a decompressed length of 6, blah, so you ignore this one. It becomes this for a decompressed length of 18, because the decompressed data from the that marker is skipped and not processed further. What's the decompressed length of the file? Your puzzle input. Don't count white space. Okay. So I'm already thinking of just processing it in reverse. So we don't have to do look ahead at all. Just remember the last character. What's the decompressed length of the file? Your puzzle input. Don't count white space. Yes. I think that's fine. So many test cases here though, but let's see. I really like how Advent of Code has evolved over the time to just standardize everything so that you have a simple plan that for the test cases you don't even have to think, you always have like a certain way of processing input into an output. This is nice because it gives you multiple test cases. They still do that sometimes, but it's not as unified as later years. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. We do day 9 now. No, not Control B, that's building. Just stop that. Okay, day 9. Fine. This becomes day 9. 9. Okay. Which test case do we do? Probably this one. They also don't give you the length here. Becomes this, so I'm totally not lazy. I'm just gonna go to my console and write this 18. Okay, boom. This one is 18. Okay, so we will have a function called expand. So we do long. Do we actually do that? No, long. Count expand string input. So we can do long length is 0, return length. For int I is input that length -1. Yes, decrement I. Okay, so we do char last is null. We don't even care what it is though, but we will just for now keep track so that we can change it later. We can just build the output. Let's just build the output for part 1. Who cares? So we can do string builder result is new. Actually, yeah, this is fine. Return result up to string. Let's just do it the fun way, but let's also do the count. Count is 0. Console the right line. Blah blah. Oh no, this is actually the input here. Input. Okay. So let's see. And do they actually replace the output by that? I think so, right? So that would be 9. Wait, doesn't this then become 9 A's? Okay, let me just check again. Because where does it happen? Simply becomes this. Okay, wait, there is rules, like if the markers follow each other, then you just do this. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Wait, what? Okay, I have to read this again because I've made a boo-boo. I've misinterpreted that completely. This is the length and then the range, sure. And this 6, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is just the look ahead. Okay, so this one we need to do from the front, because like when we see this, and then we skip ahead. Sure. Yeah, never mind, we do it the other way around. So for I is this, 0, len is this, I smaller than len, we increment I. So I actually don't care about this anymore. We just return count. I'm not gonna actually expand it for now. Okay, so now we need to const Open marker is this. Null marker is this. Close marker is this. Okay. So if I equals open marker, boom. So we do let's see, what do we care about? Int null ex is -1. Close x is -1. While we can do char current. While current is input. Let me think. Because we open X there. After the close, it will tell you how much to move forward, so we don't care unless it's off. Unless there is an issue. I wonder if we need to account for broken inputs like this. Let me think. Basically, we want to look ahead here. So for j is I plus 1, j smaller than increment j. If input j equals null marker, okay, so we can do int first, int second, first, second, First is input I plus 1 until is this last index? No, I can think I can do j minus 1, right? 2 as number, to number. Sure. This one will be a long, but it's fine. We can cast it to int. Else if input j is close marker, second, blah. And now we do, sure, we do I plus equals, let's say we need to skip the length of the first. But we will also need to skip over, let's see, if we have this part, it will just take it from the end here. So we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would, index would be this one plus 1 plus length. So it would be is j plus second plus 1, I think. Yeah, that should be it. And also count, and this one should be something like extra or expanded. So we return expanded plus input.length. So we do expanded plus equals first times second minus second, or minus 1, something like this, right? And we can reset it here. First is second is 0. If first is 0, throw new argument exception. Let's see. Didn't encounter a multiply marker before the closing. Something like this. So that's our safety net there. So basically we scan the input. Once we find an open marker, we try to parse the values there. So we start from the open marker onwards till we find the multiply mark, which is basically the X mark. We take that first section, and I'll just set breakpoints here, just so that we can validate that all these things are correct and there's no off by ones, etc. Because there might be. I don't do this enough to not guarantee there aren't any off by ones. So that would give us then the multiply range. And if we do that, we just calculate how much characters we added. If it's times 1, we've added nothing. Actually, we need to remove, I forgot about that. We've removed this section, so we need to remove that from the actual string length, right? So the first, the stuff that we remove needs to actually be deduced. So we also do expanded minus equals j minus I think. Let's also check this one just to be sure. So there's the program here, do day 9. And let's validate that we do something sane there. Oh. For each string line in input, let's do this. Okay, so we didn't find a mul marker. Because it's uppercase and I declared it. Okay, let's run that again. Let's see. Okay, so if we do this part, quick watch. Okay, I need to do it like this. Okay. See, that's the first off by 1 because it's that one. So it's like this. Up. Like that. So let's see. First one is 8. Fine. Second one is 150. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I actually need to do, I need to track the index. I've written it here, but I didn't. So blah is j, close ix is j. So for this one, it would be null marker plus 1, null ex plus 1. I should probably do this here. So let's run this again. So now second should be 2, nice. So it's second plus 1. So this one should offset us to right after. And then we do 8 times 2 minus 1. So expanded is 8, but I is minus 4. Wait, what? Okay. J. I did this the wrong way around. I shifted it over here. I needed to do this first. Okay, let's try this again. I think that's correct. So let's see. So we expanded. No. Precedence. I had it the wrong way around. Never mind. Expanded is 0. So next statement. 8, okay. And now it's 5 minus 1 is 4, which is that correct? The thing that we negate is actually one more. So it's j plus 1 minus I. So it should be, yeah, minus 5. So we added 3 in total. So now the index there, it's j plus I plus second. Let's see. So this one goes to 9. Input I would be now the next character after. Quick watch. No, it needs to be one more. So we needed to do I is it plus 2. What's the second one here? Yeah, this is the length that we skip. Oh no, it's the first actually. I is that plus it's first, right? First was this one, 8 was this one. So when you skip over it, no, that's correct. It's the second one. Oh, second. But you need to add one more here. This one will be at the start there, so it's 2 for the open close mark. No, wait. J, input J would be the currently. Okay, I have to run it again just to make sure here. But I think this was off by 1, off by 1 still. The expanded stuff is fine. It added. That's a part that's removed. So it adds 2, so it's 1 more than it already did, but it removed the multiplication, so that's fine. So the net add, like going from this, which one are we doing? I think this one. Yeah. It goes from this one to just this one times twice. So the net difference there is probably 3. Because it consumes this part and it consumes this first part. Yes. And then it should actually go to the Y there. Is that correct? Yes. Hey Plusmid, welcome, welcome. What did you do today? Always curious to hear. I'm doing my Advent of Code 2016. I'm currently at day 9, so thank you for the raid. I was just going over this and already breaking my head with plus and minus ones. I've just did the OCR one, which might be fun. I can show that quickly while I bail on debugging this, because it's always fun to show the OCR trick. Well, it's not really OCR because characters don't even repeat, but basically we train our algorithm to recognize them. And for the last one, it does 2 because there's no white space separator, and then it prints out the entire string. We can probably also do this to, let's see, lol, it didn't show that it triggered the raid for me. Twitch is working perfectly again. Yeah, hey, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I saw it. I got a notification and I had like paratroopers falling down the screen, so yeah. I always like stuff like this. I copied my code from, I think, where was the OCR thing? I think we had it in 2014. Yeah, last year on day 10. So I copied the code from there, adapted it to do this. I didn't persist the learned characters to disk, so I have to run it every time. I could probably do that as well, to just serialize it and then load it. That could be fun. So I could do like const string OCR training file is, let's do glyphs.json or something. Boom, 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 boom. OCR. So what did you do today on stream? I know you said you weren't sure if you could stream today. Had fun with yesterday's stream, by the way. So we can do if file that exists this one JSON convert deserialize object. It's Newtonsoft. Don't I have the NuGet package here? Let's see. Day 4, 5, 6 of AOC 2019. Nice, nice. Let's see. There's no NuGet packages installed. Okay, so we do Newtonsoft. It's always easy to add JSON serialization that way. Was there anything particular for 2018? It's 2019, you say. Day 4. Secure container. My memory is so bad, but I did most of 2019. I just need to go back and do 18. Hey Mizzy, welcome, welcome. So yeah, I'm just jumping around now, adding this quickly. Boom, and this will be a file, read all text. Let's just quickly do this, and then we'll have our training file. Boom, 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 boom. Blah. Okay, so OCR equals this. Else, like this. ORC. We have an orc. Vika says, I'm late. Twitch ads got me bad. Ah, I'm sorry for that. But welcome nonetheless. Missy said I was at the gym and I said when I get home it'll definitely be stream. And right, yes, yes. So yeah, welcome everybody. Now I just need to make sure that we persist the thing to disk as well. So in the end, I can do file.write all text, and this would be the glyph. What did I call it? I can't even remember. OCR training file. JSON convert serialized object OCR. Boom. So now if we train it one more time, the next time it should clear right away. Well, technically it says not your, no worries, it's not like Twitch ads are your fault. Technically it's my fault because I'm an affiliate. That's why we have ads and I can't turn them off. Or did you have them coming from Plus Mid? 2019 was the in-current interpretation. Ah, yeah, now I remember again. Oh, my memory is so bad. Did you? I think the like day 5 and then every odd day afterwards is int code again, right? Do you have your VODs of the stream somewhere? Because boom. So now if I run it again, it should just bzzoop, yep. See, and now we have the OCR here because it doesn't have to ask again. And that's basically how OCR works. This one is an exact one, so there's no fuzzy matching. I've written OCR engines in the past. It's lots of fun to write them. Let's see. Vicar said, I got an ad break right before Plus Mid stopped streaming and got one again immediately after the raid. Twitch knows how to annoy its user again. Yeah, I said that before. Like, there's a streamer called K. Name is Neoino, I think. And she's pretty cool. Does AOC stuff as well. And I wanted to watch back one of his VODs a few days ago. And I got like hit with like 5 long ad blocks of 5 long ads every few minutes. Like, and after like half an hour, I had, I think, 7 ad blocks, and I was like, okay, I'm done. And this is just not watchable. It's so much worse watching VODs on Twitch than the live stream even. And the live stream can get annoying with the ads. So thanks for being here and not running away when you see ads. So yeah. So that was my day 8. I think I also stink, but I think I still have a right line for the input here because I was testing if my thing worked. And now we're doing day 9, which had some maths. So yeah, let's see. Day 9, and I was trying to figure out how this would jump around actually. So I think this one, after it does this, after it detected all the things that it needs to jump, you should start at the end marker here. Then you would add 1 to clear the end marker. Then it would clear the second one, and that would be enough. So I thought this one should have been enough. So let me run this again and see. And I need to run the wrong day, the different day here. I also did day 12, by the way, and I saw from how everybody else did it what the trick was there, which annoyed me that I didn't do a sanity check first before figuring it out. So that was nice. So now basically if I do input I here, no, not input J, input I. And I add a watch, and let's remove all the other stuff here, all the previous watches. It's at the start character here, so full input there. So let's make this a bit bigger. So now it should jump right, and that's wrong. It's the plus equals is wrong. It should be equals, actually, because I was started at, yeah, okay, let's run this again. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Let's see. Because I was at 1, we found the end marker at 5, so it should then go past all of this and go up to the Y. So it would do... no, this is not correct. It still needs to do first plus 1, sorry. So this one is 1, 5 plus 8 plus 1. Yes, okay, this is correct. Never mind. Okay. So yeah, basically this one says, okay, if you have an open marker, there's a formula like take this many characters and repeat it this many times. You close it and then you have a string of 8. So to move your marker there past it, you would do this. It's not any of those markers, so we don't add any strings. And then we should get to the end. Wait. Oh, I need to break here. Forgot that as well. So let's do this again. This one was correct. So P1, it already blew past it because it was correct. So now we can run it on the real input. And let's see if we have any issues there. I have an argument exception if there's a broken case, so that's not the case. So let's see if this one is correct. Oh, answer is too low. Okay, that's not good. Let's see. Okay, interesting. I should probably do all the other cases here as well, and the test cases, and make sure that they are correct. And I should probably still build the actual output just for the test case. Boom, 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 boom. No, I can just do it here. It's fine. So we can do a string builder. SB is new. And do console, the right line. If test, we do blah blah. So we do input into sb.toString, like this. Let's see. For these ranges, we need to. If we don't care, else it's just sb.append current. And else we here we do sb.append. Got to leave now. Good luck with the puzzle and raid you soon. Yeah, nice to see you. Thanks for the raid. It's appreciated. So have fun and hopefully see you again soon. sb.append, and then we do input, and we start from j plus 1, because this one is our close marker, and we take we need to wrap this like this, and I think we should then go to +1 plus first. And then we need to repeat this actually. So we need if second larger than 1. So we can do string to repeat is this. I can just do sb.append enumerable.repeat, and this would be to repeat, comma second in this case. Would that accept that actually? I don't even know. Ah, here, there's actually a string start indexing. No, not quite. Well, we can do for each string to add in this. We do sb.append to add something like this. Sure. So now let's add all the test cases here. and see where we went wrong. If any of the raiders are still here, how did the encode challenge go for Plasmid? I never forgot to ask. And did he enjoy it? Also important. Let's see. I need to go back to the test. Is true. And then let's see how the code expands. Is there a build error? No, run. Boom. Let's go back here. Let's see. Advent. At least that makes sense. A, B, 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 B. It doesn't do the C, so there's something wrong there with my math. Okay, so that is clear. And here's also the G that is off there. It's funny that it's not consistent. His interpreters worked and he seemed to like it. Nice, nice. Let's see, x8 becomes x3 by 3. ABC, 3 by 3 ABC, and also the Y is missing. So I'm just missing the last character there, and it's done that here as well. So I should have been able to catch it, which means that my test is off by 1. Okay, so this one, the I is just, I think it's, is it wrong here? Curious. Stop. Well, it's easy to see if I just run it, but so yeah, it wasn't off by 1 there, so now they are correct. Okay. I plus first. Okay. Oh yeah, what I forgot, I understand now. I had a +1 here because this one will be at the end marker and it still needs to move 1 forward, but I increment I and then it will do this. So since the for loop will also do ++I at the end, we don't need another +1 here to move past the end marker. Okay. So stuff like this is important to note down because it's not intuitive based off of the code that you read. Well, if you're smart enough to know that it will always do this one as well, but modifying, like this is basically modifying your iterator in place, which is dangerous. Warning, modifying iterator in place. So just here be dragons, right? So let's go back to the real input, run it. That was sloppy of me, but that's why I like to have all the answers in the, for the test in the thing. I manually counted them and I made a mistake there. Tiny CLJ says things will get wild for him. I'm curious how he will do spring dry day. Okay. Woohoo! Part 1 done. Not a one shot, but it works. Thanks for the star 9, Barry. Anna Marte, thank you for the stars, guys. Let's see, part 2. Apparently the file actually uses version 2 of the format. In version 2, the only difference is that markers within decompressed data are decompressed. This. The documentation explains provides much more substantial compression capabilities, allowing many gigabyte files to be stored in a few kilobytes. For example, blah, sure, contains no markers, this, because the decompressed data from the is then further decompressed, just triggering, sure, okay. And this is why I said we need to resolve this in reverse to solve this. So for part 2, we will need to do this in reverse and just keep doing these. So that is fine. Amarte says, just got the first star for day 8. Phew, I'll put a link on Discord just for... Yes, always do that. And for those who don't know, this is the Discord we speak of. And you can find the code for Amarte's interpreter here. I'll drop it on both Twitch and YouTube. So feel free to join and share your stuff as well. It's always fun. So yeah, to do this, we basically need to do it from the back. Like, try to find this and then do the expansion. We don't actually have to do the expansion, but that is fine. So now now I can do if test input equals blah. Which is the biggest one? This one. Okay, let's just take this one. I'll just put 1 in here and then take the test input for part 2 will be this. So now we do count, expand, reversed, and we do the whole thing in reverse. So we do I is input length minus 1, I larger equal to 0, decrement I, this becomes close marker. Boom, boom, boom. We don't need this string builder anymore. We will just do it as intended. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, dun, dun. I listened to we drove to a customer with my daughter today, and she asked to put on the K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack on Spotify. So now I have the whole soundtrack in my head. Let's see. We still need this. So I can do actually len is input length. I is len minus I is len minus 1 because we need it here. This one also needs to be the reverse, so this will be I minus 1, j smaller equal to 0, decrement j. So we have the same logic here, except we do the thing. I will be the close marker, so this one will be the open IX. I don't think we actually use it somewhere, but it's fine. This one doesn't need to be added as well. Actually, now that I'm thinking about this, no, that's not correct what I'm thinking. Is it? Let's see, because the decompressed data from 8 times 2 mark is then further decreased, triggering the 3 by 3 marker twice. Okay, so no, it's not correct. I can't just do it in reverse. So this needs to be a recursion thing probably. Let's see. I thought I had a solution, but it needs to be different because you need to actually just, you need to do, well, you need to do them in reverse, but then also just count this size, and if this one comes, then you need to keep doing that for as long as there's markers like this, but only if they change. So that is actually okay. Oh, wait. It becomes this repeated this many times because it's 12, come on, 12 times 12 times 14 times 10 times 12 is, okay, that's easier actually. We can do a roll up first. See, because what's happening here is just it's this times this times this times this, like they all point to the same location, so it's a multiplier. What we could do, this is actually, no, this is actually fun. We can do something completely different. So never mind that. So yoink, just put it away. Before I destroy something, I will just make a copy anyways and say like recurse. Because what I will do is actually count the end offset for every one of these. So let's do dictionary. This would be int long. Well, we can do it like this. Multipliers this. So we could do a first pass and do nothing except just the end index. Because basically it means that we're looking for this j. So we can do if not multipliers, try get value I out var mulls is blah, and then we do mulls of add second like this. And we do multipliers add a beam. This one would be the new I, basically. And we also want to track the original I there. This will be I plus 1 actually, because it hasn't incremented yet. So let's just do it like this, so that we won't have it modified. So that's the end target, and this is the multipliers for that. Wait. Yes. That would be where that part starts. To repeat would be j plus I for that many times. Yeah, but we don't care about that. In this recursive one, we certainly don't want to have the string builder. We don't care about this part. And now we need to be smart about everything that we remove will be based on the first one. So what we need to track here would actually be like list of int would be multipliers, and then we also have an int that tracks range start, int range length. Okay, so these are the special cases where we have it starting here, it goes up to here, and I think this is how we do. So we can do mils.multipliers.add. So here we do this. And then range start would be I, yes, I. And then range length would be first, I think. Like this. So this would then build up a whole list of everything that we need to multiply, and we only need to do it once for each one of these. So I think that would be the math. So let me just get this here. So this would be the multipliers. I can just go like console, right line, multipliers.count, so that it doesn't optimize it away, which is what you sometimes get. We set test to true. Let's run part 2. Stop. Let's run part 2. Build errors, okay. Name SB, that's correct, because we don't care. And I need to call this function actually. Zoop. This one is fine. I didn't record my actual answer, which I should do just to satisfy the test case later on. Boom. And this one, no, for part 2, we need to call the recurse one, and we do it like this. So now we can, this is my breakpoint that I wanted to see. Let's add this. P1 is 75. Oh yeah, no, doesn't matter. Let's see multipliers. So here, basically it should have for end index 34. Let's see, it starts here, it ends here. This is not correct. Oh, does it? No, this one doesn't do it in reverse. Wait, am I doing something wrong? I don't need to actually, I don't need to do this. I just need to do I is j here. After this one, I need to do I equals j. Just I equals j and move on. Let's see. Let's run this again. Yeah, we know. An item with the same key has already been added. Okay. Oh yeah, because I don't do the key properly. That is fine. And that's why I was confused with the value. It's the end index that I actually need to have there. Okay. Okay, so let's see. We have our multipliers here. It's just one of them, and it goes from 0 to 27, and these are the multipliers. So I think that's the thing. So if I do input 0, 0, 27, okay. That's correct, right? It needed one more there. Wait, let me see. So this one this would be 0 plus this one plus 1. This is not enough because it also needs to have the closing 1. Okay, let me see. Let me check this again. J6. Oh yeah, I did that wrong. So this would be input 0, 34. That is one too many. Okay, that's one too many. Is that correct? Wait. So J plus 27. Let me see. Oh yeah, it covers the thing that it needs to include there as well. My apologies, I don't have a button to quickly mute. Let's see. You have to come up with another way. It counts the ones directly after. So this one. Length. This one is 27, so it would take the 27 afterwards, and that would include the thing that it wanted to copy. So we need to actually track the last index there and make sure that we update it there. So this is the end index with the last data of last marker index, so that we know what to actually copy. We also need to keep track of. So range length. This one should actually just keep updating. Range length. This would be I think this would be J plus 1. Oh, we can set it here to first, but I think it needs to be J plus 1. Range length. That should probably be called range end. Range end. So we just set this to J plus 1. Like this. So in the end we should be able to then have the proper range there. So it would keep updating, and the last one for that entry will be the closing range. 7? That's weird. How can it be 7? Because it moves forward. That's it, because it's by value. Do I need to... yeah, I need to update this as well. So I need to do up the... I think, let me just check, because this one moves forward, right? It doesn't move in reverse. I think that's because it's by value, so it's not a reference type, so when I update that, it doesn't actually go through. So now it updates like this, see? That's the downside of records like that, but or value tuples like that, but it's fine. So now we can do input, and this one should be 0 to 33, and then we should have that second. Yes, okay, cool. And the key is out to a multiplier like this. So the key here is actually the end index of the data. So we should do a substring from this one to this one. So if we then do input 33, 34, that is the string that we need to multiply, and we do that times the multiplier. So yeah, that is fine. So now what we can do is long result. Let's see, because we don't do the expanded stuff properly here. This is not correct. We don't care for that at all. So we do expanded. This is 0 for each int expand index in multipliers at keys. So now we do int mul is multipliers expand index, no, not expanded, expand index dot multipliers dot sum. So this is our multiplier, and length is multipliers dot this one expanded index dot range end minus no, expand index minus range end. So expand index, come on, expand index minus range end. This is the length of the string that we are going to multiply. So it becomes len times mul. So we do p2 plus equals expanded plus expanded plus equals this. So we can do long here to make sure that we don't get too small there. But we need to remove the actual range, so we do expanded minus equals, and then we get the range thing here. Range end minus range start, and this one probably needs to +1, I think. Let's see. So if we look at this one, from 0 to 33, so that's 34 characters in length, so it needs to be this one +1, like this, +1. So our current expanded is 60, wait, what? The length is 1, multiplier, we need to aggregate this, aggregate, is it aggregate by? I never know. A, B, A times B. And I think we need to start it at 1L, right? No? Okay. Set next statement. Okay, that is fine. So we do expand it. Is it this? And we, okay, let's do it here. Set next statement, blah, 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 blah. Okay, which is fine. So we expand into this. Remove that. Then we also add back the length. So, and that might actually be one too many. We might have to remove the whole thing because that's how it expands. So I think this is off by 1 now. No, it's correct. Never mind, it's correct. Okay. P2, answer test P2. Boom, that's correct. Okay. Let's see if it works for the real input. And I hope you can follow along and that it's not too complicated what I've done. I hope it's clear. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And this is a big number. It's not as big as I expected it to be actually, so that scares me a bit. Nope, data is too low. Dang it. Too low. Okay, so we should just put in all the test cases and then see if we can print it out. Or not print it out, just see what the numbers are so that we can match it. I thought we were very close, but apparently I was mistaken. Bum, 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 bum. Long val is this. P2 plus equals val. Console, that right line. Val. Line. Okay. Let's see. Wait, what? I never done the test. Never mind. I need to re-enable the test. Run that again. I should just put in 75 because the first one was correct. So this is the sum for all of them. Sure, I'll run it again. No worries. Okay, so let's see. This one becomes length 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's a bug there. And the X to ABC results in 22 with me. And which was the big one? The 25x thing, 375. So that one is too small. So it's interesting. We have some of them that get too, no, more of them that get too big, I think. So this would return in 6 times this. So it's funny that this one worked, but the other one didn't. So let's just see. We should probably try this one. So let's remove all the other test cases, and now it will complain. No, it won't complain. It's fine. I can just do another one, say input, and just isolate this one now and just step through it and see what it does. Okay, so the multiplier is here. It has one target with 2 counts, which multiplies to 6. So it's from 1 to there. So let's see. So this one should be here. That's fine. The length is 3, so that is also correct. So that would give you 12, right? 3 times 6, I mean 18, never mind. 3 times 18. And then there should be 2 more, but this one is incorrect. It should say, okay. Let me think. Is this actually 11? So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It would be 13 that it did. This needs to be plus len. This is the actual thing, right? Because this is the part that it will remove from the string. So this one should be 13 then? Yes, okay. So that was the bug there. I didn't remove enough. So this one needs to be plus lang, because this is the part of the string that we replaced. So this is the actual range, the range length, and then the amount of characters there. So that is fine. So if we run this again, let me remove this one and check if everything is correct now. So we run this again. Let's see if our lengths are correct now. Nope, they're still lower here, so there's still another bug there. So we have 18. This one is correct, right? This one is correct, I think. Yeah, so that one is correct. This one is still correct. This one is correct, and this one is correct. And now we just need to figure out why this one isn't correct. Yeah, it is maybe because there is broken up parts in here. That might be the case. So we're close, but not quite close enough. Because basically we need to make sure that we search until we reach the end of the length marker there for this one. So we don't break here, actually. So is that actually the bug that I had, that I broke too early? Nope. Let me think. Because we need to keep doing this. That's actually, I think it's, is this a recursion issue there? Let me think. It's probably a recursion issue. Yeah. I thought I was so clever with how I solved it. I think I can put it in the bag again and now just write it as a recursion where you just take, okay, you just take a substring of this, so bloop, and then call it again and again and again and again. Man, this is annoying because I thought I had a nice solution and now I need to rewrite it again into a recursion issue. I called it recurse, but I was stubborn enough to not do it because I thought I found a smart way to do it. So, okay. Works for contiguous multiplication breaks apart after that. So yeah, I think that's the only way to do this. So we make another copy and just write it the recursive way. Expand real recurse. Oh, we don't care about the multipliers anymore. Because as soon as we find this part, we don't care anymore. So now we do input, and this one becomes j plus 1, and we do this. This is the end part. So it should be this, right? I think. So we do result plus equals this times second. But then there will be issues there again, I think. Not 100% sure. We remove this, we remove this, we remove this. And we still move over the whole thing like this. Because it will do it recursively and then continue there. I think that's it. But there will be issues here with the length being off, I think. So I'll have to account for that, but let's assert this here. Expand and recurse. So let's run this. See how broken I have it. Pretty broken. because it doubles. I think I need to divide it by 2. I think every value is just, or even worse. Let me see. I should, by the way, just write out this debug part here, so just that it becomes easier to see. So we do substring, substring, so string substring equals this. So we can do long val is this. So we can do console.writeLine, and then we do substring val. Like this. Let's see if we run this. Bloop, it should spit out all the subparts. Let's see. XYZ is 3, that times 9, sure. I counted double is the issue. I counted too many times. 18. You don't see the top part here. Because 3 times this is 9, not 18 times 2. So there's a I mean, these ones are correct. But some of these just do it double, so that's not correct. And that's because I probably already do the expand. Yeah, I don't need to do this. I just need to remove this. All right. Let me just run this again. Okay, what do we say here? 17, that's interesting. Because I don't remove some of the stuff there. Man, it becomes so annoying. Let me see. Do I even need to remove that? Because if I do it recursively, does it even matter? Because I think I just need to increment it otherwise here, like this one. Else expand it like this, and then we don't do this. I think that's the logic there. That should be more realistic. Yes, yes, okay, this is the thing that we need. Okay, so what do we have here? Now it's really hard to actually, I think this was the right thing, so let me just take away all the extra debug write lines here. I think we're there, even though this is really not pretty. So without all the noise, do we get the right values now? Let's see, 75. This is 24. Yes, this one becomes 9. That is correct. This one becomes 20. That's correct. 4, 4, 5. Okay, I think this was the missing piece. And the code is so ugly by now. Okay, let's see. P2 is now a big number. Woohoo! Second gold star. Okay. Okay, that was fun. Oh man, I thought I was so smart with my second approach here. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. We can do something nice, but maybe we can, because I really liked this thing here. I really like this idea. It's just not working for the case where they are not all chained up. So I wonder if now there is no way for me to solve it that way with the gap there. I was like, maybe there's a way I can make it work, but no. Which is a shame, because it's pretty cool. I like the way I did that, but it's not the solution for everything, sadly. Well, can't win them all. I'm not sure if this is even correctly spelled, but you know what I mean. Okay. And now I'm gonna quickly check part day 10, just quickly to see what it is, so that I know it for next time and maybe think about it. But I think I will have to end the stream soon, because I promised my wife not to stream till midnight, and if I do another one, it will probably be until midnight. It's been a few very busy weeks without me being home a lot, so I'm gonna quickly check day 10, and we'll save that for the next stream, I think. So let me see what they do here. Zooming around, handling small microchips. Low to 2, high to... Okay. So it's a game of life type of thing. Okay. Sounds interesting. Let's see. 2 days in a row, that's a good result. I did 2 or 3? No, I did 2, right? Yeah. Okay, 2. Yeah, I would do more, but maybe if I start at the lower ones next time, I can do like 5 or 6 in a row quickly. But yeah, it's nice to get some more stars on the event. Which one was I doing? 2016, right? Yeah. Got 4 extra stars here, so let's see how far we can go. So yeah, let's see if there's somebody else we can raid in the software development section. Let's see who we have. Props. That's fine. Let's look at the software dev and see who else is doing something fun. .NET and Blazor. Okay. Building my own shell with Rust. That's also kind of fun. What do we have? Does anybody have a recommendation? So if you have a recommendation, feel free to drop it now while I look what everybody is doing. Laravel, game dev, tip about that, Unreal dev, playtest, Funny Frog, blurbs, game dev. Turns out we're making a puzzle game. This one appeals to me, if you don't mind. Bye, Nineberry. Let's quickly listen. Yeah, I think I'm gonna rate him and just hope you like a bit of game dev. So yeah, thanks for everybody who watched. Let's go say hi, spread a bit of coding joy, and then see you at least next week, I think. But Mate says your channel is the only one I watch on Twitch, so no recommendation from me. Oh, that's too kind. I feel honored. Thank you. So bye bye. See you next week. Maybe earlier, but I'll promise at least next week. Bye bye.